Discontented voices in the car community are saying it's obvious. An electric car can never be fun, and of course an electric car can never be emotional. And some think those early American EV adopters are evangelical and just wrong. However, in the meantime, Porsche have been watching.
So it seems the empire has struck back after years of free reign over the EV car market by a certain other groundbreaking manufacturer. The European establishment has stepped up to the plate and produced an electric car that shades all others. The Porsche Taycan feels otherworldly, and not just because it sounds like Millennium Falcon. Floor the accelerator from standstill in this Turbo S and it will bend time. It will streak off to 62 miles per hour in an eye-opening 2.8 seconds. Yes, that's similar to other high-end EVs, but when the first corner arrives, the Porsche is in another class. And this is just for starters. So why not join me, Roger Bailey, to feel the force?
And I feel I should tell you more about where it is you are joining me. Porsche Centre Chester is one of the UK's largest and by many accounts and by my own experience the most agreeable of Porsche dealerships. Don't just take my word for it though, why not do what I did? Give a nice receptionist a call and go and check these people out. And I've been checking out what many petrol car enthusiasts have been saying about electric cars. Some say take away the sound of the internal combustion engine, its vibrations and the variable torque characteristics, and you're left with something like a microwave oven in which to cook your dinner, fast and effective, but nowhere near as satisfying as something that's been roasting for hours in a proper oven. But have those voices actually sampled this monstrously powerful 2021 Porsche Taycan Turbo S? Whoa! This quiet assassin that blitzes the 0 to 60 sprint in just 2.5 blink and you'll miss them seconds. Here, try and count the seconds with me. Charismatic, sophisticated, yet utterly brutal at the same time. That's the Taycan. The sounds delivered to the driver from a standing start are a shocking moment of 4 scrabbling tyres and an extraordinary sci-fi electric buzz. The world goes blurry for the first few milliseconds, followed by an almost nauseating feeling like being hurtled over the highest points of a roller coaster. It's a savage display of force and propulsion. Once we bring the rampant speed under control, it's time to take stock of just what occurred. Anyone who might have been concerned that the electric future might be boring, and I was one, need not worry. The Taycan Turbo S is a blisteringly impressive sports car. And being a Porsche, it's not just about straight line speed. The steering is near perfect. It's not as millimetrically connected as a 911, not many cars are, but you feel completely tuned in here to what the front tyres are doing at all times too, and at any speed. When you turn into a corner after hard braking, it just heads exactly where you've sent it. In fact, the precision of the front end of what should feel like a heavy car is just difficult to compute. You can sense that there is weight beneath you, of course, and given the epic shove that comes with a stab of the right foot, you can drive around that weight disadvantage. Likewise, the handling balance. There's barely any roll or pitch under heavy braking, and it's worth remembering how comfortable a Taycan is on UK road surfaces at this point too. It really is accomplished in that sense. The brakes are likewise monumental. They don't feel like those that you're used to, but not in a disconnected way either. There's regeneration going on, of course, but the feel you have through the brake pedal isn't always the pads on the disc. You have to nail the brake pedal for disc braking to take place in a conventional sense, a consequence of which is there's going to be little needed in the way of brake maintenance. While ingress and egress to this spaceship cockpit is slightly compromised for a car of this type by the larger than usual B-pillar, once inside, the forms and surfaces lift the style stakes up to another level. We find imaginative forms, high gloss panels with touch sensitive controls and clickable switching areas. I must say a few physical switches would improve the functionality here while on the move, and I'm hoping in future the Porsche people will resurrect some of those pleasing metal switches from the back catalogue. The main dials are displayed on a cowl-free 17-inch curved screen with more touch controls for things like lights and damper modes along the edge. The main infotainment screen is wide, measuring 10.9 inches, and you can specify a door-to-door swathe of displays, which when you have it looks very cool. So there's always a downside you may wish to point out. So what's the Taycan's? Well, of course, the main one is getting all that huge energy force into the car using today's charging infrastructure. It's imperative that you have a home charger installed for replenishing after each trip, and if you plan to head further than 100 miles from your driveway, planning that journey is essential, as is a bit of good luck and hopefulness that the public chargers en route are unavailable to use. And while our Taycan is so well engineered it can perform 0 to 60 shows all day long, no problem, unlike its competitors I might add, I found a few spirited sprints wiped 20 miles off my range in a matter of just a few minutes. Aside from the charging situation, I don't believe there's any electric car to better the Taycan right now. Yes, it's a Porsche, and yes, it should be impressive, but many never expected the Taycan to be so sports car-like. Porsche has delivered in grand style here. Not only is it the future here with us today in terms of electric propulsion, but it delivers all the driving engagement and capability we've come to expect from all Porsches.
So the Porsche Taycan had to be a stunner straight out of the box, and it seems that it is. The German manufacturer made a great deal of noise about this being the first fully electric car they've ever made, but making it feel very much like a Porsche, that's been a masterclass. If you've not tried one, the Taycan Turbo S performance will shock you. Okay, it doesn't scream like a flat six petrol burner, but I doubt there's anything you've ever driven with a Porsche badge that will perform like this in a straight line. And then in the corners, it will do things no other EV saloon car can come even close to. Meaning the Porsche Taycan Turbo S is a clear message to other EV manufacturers to up their games, or the game could be up. So thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please feel free to click the little like button, as in doing so it will tell YouTube to recommend it to more people, and comments are always welcomed. I read every single one and I'll reply to most. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. And if you hit this little notification bell, I'll send you another video.